control. You think you do, but you really don't know that I don't need a savior. You can't be my savior. I'll save myself. I'll save myself. No, I don't need a savior. You can't be my savior. I'll save myself. I'll save myself. But you really don't know that I don't need a savior. You can't be my savior. I'll save myself. I'll save myself. No, I don't need a savior. You can't be my savior. I'll save myself. I'll save myself. I've only stumbled over diamonds, and I no longer fear the worst.
to you. to you.
Hello and welcome back to the NECC, where we have some collegiate Counter-Strike to get underway here on this beautiful Wednesday. My name is Vincent, joined as per usual by Get the Bag Mark. Welcome in, my friend. How you doing, Mark?
Thank you, Vincent. It's good to be back. It's good to be back. We got a fun one back on the cards today for Wednesday of Counter-Strike. This one should be legit as we reveal the matchup right below. We got Drexel going up against RIT Orange. I was joking with you just as we were getting ready to get casting with this game today. We've watched a lot of this RIT team, so right along with it, this will be like our third game in 3 weeks.
Yeah, and listen, we've had some ups and we've had some downs with where this RIT Orange squad has been at. Listen, they are certainly a strong team, but it's not been their time here in the NECC specifically. They've had a lot of success in other leagues, but at the NECC, it's been a struggle. I mean, their 2 wins, they come in 2-2, but 2 of their wins, they're forfeit wins, right? Northwood and the Hoosiers not playing in those games, whereas we got to witness a tight loss against Ashland back in week 3, and then it was a loss to Davenport back in week 1. So, like, this has been an interesting situation for RIT. They're hoping to break the mold with this one up against the Dragons.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be challenging today, right? I mean, where especially you're going to be on a very clear path of doing well so you can make a playoff. I mean, you got to kind of clean up the resume from, like, look, man, it's definitely a rocky start when, like, you're kind of fumbling the bag to a close series versus Davenport. I think you were very much a overdog in that sense, Vincent, but you know, particularly from the last 2 games that we got to watch them on the NECC stream, excuse me, and then in another league. I mean, they lost in NECC in 3 maps, then we watched them bounce back in a different league and win 2-0 and got to clean up in a couple of those maps. But I think that's as good of kind of place as any to see how they're going to be walking forward even deeper into the season where they know the pressure is going to be higher. The stakes are going to be higher.
Yeah, and on the flip side, it's a Dragon squad that has been looking good. I mean, they come into this 4-1. They've been dominant, been able to take wins against just about whoever they have had the chance to. The only loss up against that Davenport team that this RIT squad lost to as well. So as we jump into the veto, talk a little bit about that. You know, this is one where definitely the bounce back required for RIT, but you know, Drexel have been showing off that they are a strong contender that is, you know, pretty much not afraid of anyone. They beat an Ashland team that we saw RIT lose to. So with a veto that pretty much is kind of where you would expect, I would think, especially with regard to seeing an Ancient decider. Where does this Dust 2 Mirage Ancient leave you thinking?
It leaves me in a predictable back end of that Mirage for RIT. I'll just be flat out honest with you. That doesn't tell me a whole lot. It really shows me where, honestly, I mean, I could easily see this chalked up to be a 1-1, just knowing what shooters we have rolling into the server. And, like, far none, I think it's this Ancient that interests me the most. If we get there, you got to see exactly where the Drexel for the first time this season, we're going to be popping on the stream, is going to be really fun to see where exactly their heads are going to be at. I think this Dust 2 is going to tell us a lot, especially about their heat. They're highly ranked as well, just at 13. So I think this is going to be really good to turn on the temperature right away to a Dust 2 of all places.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this. This is a little bit of a newer iteration of this this Drexel team that I've yet to see. Right, Hollow, F, and Intrixer return from the last time you and I got the privilege to watch them. They were starting last season as well. But Bite and Foxy, don't think that they are the starters. I think Foxy's a sub, but I don't see Bite anywhere to be seen. So I think that, you know, this is a Drexel team that's kind of made some changes, looked good doing it, been able to take advantage of that. You know, they also take advantage of a couple of forfeit wins, by the way, over the course of their 5 games. Indiana and Northwood, like I had said, they haven't played out their games, but they've been able to beat Queens Gales, and I mentioned that Ashland game too. So it's a very different position that Drexel finds themselves in. I think I'm excited to see what they've got, especially for an RIT team that, like you said, we got to watch them outside the NECC as well, and they're such a capable team. This right. Does not really tell the story of them being 2-2 of who they really are as a unit.
Yeah, I really think that with just, I mean, especially you have to acknowledge another roadblock here with Drexel today. It's poetically going to get, you know, a little bit bumpier. You know, you would kind of love like maybe a freebie game. That's not that's not how these shake up, Vincent. I mean, you're always going to have sort of a challenging task here. So sitting at 2-2, right? I think if you slide to 2-3, you're kind of hurting your odds a little bit more for coming out of that group, making playoffs. I think you have to, keep in mind that it's more of a numbers game in that aspect here. I mean, collegiate wise, that's always going to be the case. And, where we expect RIT to maybe be one of those teams, Vincent, that because of their record right now, maybe coming in at one of the lower seeds of that first round of the playoffs, like they might have to puff their chests up and be ready to cause an upset when it matters the most. So taking care of these regular season games is crucial.
Yeah, and listen, I mean, talking about a little bit of Group C, that's where we're at right now. I don't know if we mentioned it, but there isn't a lot of free wins, or at least there wouldn't have been. The fact that Indiana and Northwood aren't playing kind of makes that a little bit less true. But even despite that fact, right? We know that this is the same group with Davenport, who've been looking good. Drexel currently topping that just by a small margin, but we've talked about Ashland, and Durham, RIT, and Queens are like the last three teams that are still active in this group. Dude, this is stacked. This is tough. As we jump into Dust 2, it's certainly a prove it moment. I think RIT, I don't know if that I really favor them necessarily as like heavy favorites in this, but what I do know is that they do need to win this game.
Yo, Vincent, got any covert skins you want to trade up, dude?
Oh, here we go.
Let's put our funds together, man. Get a knife for the
I'm
three,
just saying,
for the low. That's crazy, man.
All of your
is this the full RIT team? This is Colt McCoy.
I think we might be paused. I think we might have had a drop. No,
Texas legend.
I was gonna say, pump up the dollar amount that all of your worst red skins are about to be worth, man.
That's insane. And also, like, I've talked about how I'm like a nerd, of course, and I like keep CS notifications on, and they haven't like posted the tweet about this. Maybe I've missed it, but like, okay, no, I've not seen the tweet. I think they are afraid. Where's the press release, Valve? We need to have an angle for backlash, because this is unbelievable scenes.
Dude, how much does an odd chameleon go for?
I found the post. You're true. So what we're talking about is the contracts update, extended functionality for the trade-up contract to allow exchanging 5 items of covert quality as follows. 5 stat track covert items can be swapped for 1 stat track knife from a collection of one of the items provided, or 5 regular covert items can be exchanged for 1 knife or 1 set of gloves.
All I'm saying is,
what a world, dude.
I'm about to bring in 5 odd chameleons and get me a bayonet fade,
dude,
or maybe a karambit.
This is why
I'm doing it live.
Why would they do that? That doesn't like make any sense. Who asked for this? Was it you, Vincent? Was it you?
I didn't ask. I didn't ask.
Crazy P.
I'm not actually that disappointed.
Was it our admin?
Maybe. That I can't guarantee. I can't confirm nor deny.
Oh, Benji just joined. Thank goodness.
We got Benji.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is crazy scenes, dude.
Listen, there's an argument to be made. This is how it should have been from the
start.
They
added the crappy retake modes, like the in-game ones, back to the game, which is good. I was actually telling you guys in the green room that like I literally think I saw like a post, and I'll say what kind of post. I saw a TikTok on that's like those files still being in the game that one of my friends sent me, and I'm like, well, yeah. And then coincidentally, same day, here we are. I guess they were right.
So wait, can they just find like the what's it called? The 3v
mining, you know?
3v the 3-person mode?
What are you talking about?
I forget what it's called.
I would like that. We gotta get Danger
mode.
Zone back.
That's what it was. That's what I was thinking.
Apparently there's been like some talented team of modders that's like brought that back, but like, dude, Valve
That's
don't
one
like
who-
Valve don't like it when you got better ideas than they do. You know, like they're gonna be like, no fun to be had here. We're gonna take that out, which I think is definitely sad, Vincent. I don't know. We probably didn't actually play any Danger Zone when it was there, but if it was, we would consider it. You know,
I had like
why
4
would we
wins
not?
in Danger Zone, and I was like at the top of my friends list for Danger Zone wins forever.
That's a W. That's a W. The ranks were pretty snazzy on that. I don't know if you remember them. They were like,
No, I don't.
it's like your rabbit. You know, you're a rabbit. You know,
No, those
top
came out
rabbit.
later. I like had done all my danger zoning by the time those happened.
Ah, okay. So this guy was a Danger Zone hipster. He hopped on the train before
Day
that
one.
shebang actually like fully unfolded. There was so much like fun stuff. The whole like bump mine debacle. I don't know if there was an actual disagreement there, but you know, maybe against the people who are getting bump mined like myself. I could never really like do any of those too well. People were going crazy with those online, but
People had the tag.
people had the tech. People had
I've
the
been
time.
told that we're good to
Especially with
go.
those freaky battle royales. Never added building to Danger Zone, but maybe that'll come in the CS2 version.
I hope not. That would ruin it. That would ruin it.
Played in regular no build Counter Strike.
It's me. The usual. We've got things moving though. We get Drexel T-side start here on Dusty 2. Up into Lower Tons as ex-captain, leader of this squad.
Alive. Everybody get back in place. Back to B, rather.
That
That's
might
a joke.
be, yeah. I think we're chilling.
Got me for a second. It got me for a second, Vincent. That'll happen.
Those-
Not sure really what the purpose of that was. Settle up court. Send some out towards long. They change their mind while they still can. Into tunnels. It looks to be at least consideration of lower before hit upper is imagined. P250 to take those first couple of steps, and they at least clear out the close corners. I don't think they've made any audible cues, so Benji is going to have no notion that this thing is going to be coming towards B, besides the smoke. And when it's there, it's too late. Now they're popping out of the site, and Benji has just stolen one away. That is a great start to this thing.
Yeah, listen, just enough, right? Take that one, block, keep going. Captain handles the one player lower, and now it's a sprint to the retake. Deficit for Drexel.
Trickster goes down to one. Zuli's are making all the space necessary for Hoax to take that final fight. RIT. Into a dust 2. Got Koza on the bomb. Benji did just enough as an anchor there. Kept him online. RIT. Even seeing Drexel consider both pathways through that. Maybe they would have rather gone towards A after all.
Yeah, it's just a great decision from Benji, especially when he's able to get his one and then survive. Enable the rest of RIT to continue to push in together. The number advantage becomes even greater when ex-captain confirms onto the player lower. This is a big win for RIT. Shark gonna have a single upgrade here, or excuse me, Hollow and Trickster both have reveals. I missed those. Full investment, my bad. Not too long, sees nada.
Getting ready to line up a CT smoke on the fly. Oh, scouted over on the way. Double stuff. Gonna make sure to acknowledge. Goes on that line. Sham shuffles only for a single. Double stuff finally. It's finished. By exactly what Koza started. A little flash on the fray. There is Host. The AS that will at least pop out. Benji. This is in a 1v3. F on the other side. At least stands for one on the Galil. This could get tricky if 1v1 fight against Captain would have been victorious. RIT start off 2-0, but run into 3 casualties against the Force, Vincent. There are worse worlds to be in.
Yeah, I think that that's okay. Not a big deal, especially when you deny Drexel another plant. So the chance of them forcing in again is pretty low, though they have purchased a bit. Should be just fine to continue buying next round, though. Walk the smoke, ends up mid.
Benji served revenge up aggressively. It's a little bit comical. See the trades go this way. Hit another Glock. Frag in that direction. Smoke bottle back out. Close to the prize. Tech 9 not in disguise. Will just slink away. Hearing this sprint to be, I mean, there's more than an avenue here. They have full belts of utility practically.
This is a little bit crazy. Timing is going to be perfect for Sham. You would have thought Bouchard turns around, and now problems are brewing. Koza in a 1v2. He's already been spotted.
Right over it. Koza sprays him down. Bouchard 1v1. Koza looking for the fight. Not getting an answer. Not even considering it. And Bouchard with the easy spray in the 3K to put the first round on the board for Drexel.
I mean, that is absurd. You know, Shem just getting caught, only has a USP out because it has the scout. Big pickups and the post plan, that repositioning especially to make that 1v1 a non-factor. RIT get caught. It's not on the force buy, it's on the eco essentially in the next round, and RIT are exposed. And because of those 3 losses, because of losing that next round, there's really no residual cash. RIT go for an eco of their own. Pistols on pretty much everyone, so upgrade to Deagles for the most part. The threats posed by RIT in this round.
Trickster, it's that headshot onto Hoax. We're being told by production that, according to the update, still can hold down a middle. Nothing to talk about here. Easy eco against RIT. But apparently when you do this little fancy trade up nonsense, I'll just say it like that, apparently you don't get to then sell that knife. You know, just turn around, throw it up on the Steam market. That would obviously be terrible in this economy, Vincent. Would you agree?
So wait, is this actually W Valve then?
I don't think so.
Let me. I don't actually know.
I think this still hurts like the skins economy and whatnot.
I don't care about those people.
I mean, but that affects you.
I'm here for the game, man. I'm here for the game. The love of the game. I'm not here to make profit on the skins marketplace. Point I'm making though, and I'm asking, I don't know if this is how it'll work, but Joe Schmo, who wants a knife, but is sort of priced out of it because of the skins marketplace, now can buy what eventually will go down to relatively normal prices, if a little bit inflated, reds, and get a knife for a lower price than market value. Is that not W?
It is W.
For OG regular players?
Austin considered 5 Mac 10s to do a stat track fanatic. Factory new. Gambit Tiger Tooth apparently. That's just wild scenes. Half buy on this round. Of course, Austin would be the first guy to do it.
Of course he would. For the content.
For the content.
So am I making a good argument? Oh wait, hold on.
No, I think you genuinely are. We'll put a pause on it for a moment. This thing is actually really tricky. Smoke down especially. They're not just going to barrel through it. Consider the following.
Benji's coming in the flank as well. Obviously got to be aware of that. Drexel R.
Let it up to stack it. Can't exactly make it happen. At 2v2, there's Benji. Gonna nail that shot. And now Hollow. And 1v2.
knowing where these guys are, that's half the battle. Benji comes back in, again, isolated. Time not an issue yet, but the longer that it takes, the more it could be. Oh, and Benji delivers the headshot twofold. First, of course, on the Deagle, recovering the AK, adds another. We go back and forth. Drexel win an eco. RIT, how about one of their own?
Yeah, these are crazy scenes, man. I don't know if there's any going back from this type of update. There's probably already a ton of new knives being spawned. This is really wild, but I kind of agree with what you're saying. You just have a knife to have a knife, not participate sort of in the trading, you know, side of that, what it's actually worth. It's interesting.
Holy cow. Everything has gone up like crazy. Like at least 15x.
That means knife prices.
I don't know about that. About long. Nice nade. Catches Hollow inside of the smoke. Koza even completes onto Intrixer. So the long attack gone. Up will fall. And though Sham might be victim of this round, everyone else survives. The Op not recoverable. They are just fine with 3 AKs. In fact, well, I thought they might get there 4 AKs. Instead, not a big priority for RIT as they get premium rifles on their hands.
Right through that Molotov captain up top. And a good amount of damage off of it. Actually, maybe a second too early in popping that smoke. Now, warned for what's to come. It's a lead on that left side. Right in to the barrel. And Benji is having at it. Pokes up top. Standing at the line. Both players dying to it. You still have a third inside the B site here. Bomb down. Captain overwhelmed. Trixer at the end. Captain with a very nice round there from start to finish. Even if he's not the man popping out with the multi-kill, he had a lot to do with that. All the utility.
Yeah, I mean, helping Hoax is the one with the multi-frag, and now finding a little bit of a nice line, our RIT, building some momentum, 3 straight victories. But obviously, Drexel, things different in this round as they continue to put a investment into the back of these attempts. Pinchy did this on the first, or rather the second round, if I'm not mistaken. Got punished for it. Gonna be caught out this time, at least not initially. He comes back to help, and he's got Koza's support. Plenty still a form of resistance pushing mid for RIT.
Koza over the top. Back by Intrixer. Benji deletes in the back of the head here. Unfortunately, Dragons are separated. At least with the bomb back together, they can take this forward. A very good risk. A Hollow takes 11 HP. Pulls back from the Sham. The great headshot. If he can show off, you need F to be a factor here. This bomb goes down. They're just expecting him to be next door on the bomb site with Intrixer, causing distraction. It's about to work out. Turning back. Benji, he just simply knows. And Intrixer, gotta hit the shots now. Outside of the door. Benji's gotta serve it up. The contact, because he's 1 HP. But Sham will get it done. RIT get a 6th here and have to work hard for it.
Yeah, it's just, unfortunately, Intrixer so loud about that approach. That's giving Benji the heads up, and so he comes flying around the corner, almost, you know, not quite ready to fight. And he runs into Benji, who's got the early warning system, those audio cues. 11 and 5 for Benji. Captain doing a great job, and team effort right now for RIT as they've taken 4 straight rounds. That gun round goes about as well as the ecos at this point. Drexel continue to buy what they can. I'm in a rush motion, but that's going to be stalled, at least weighted. Incendiary goes out for RIT. Drexel still looks like they want to head out B.
Looks popping back. Shifting to the right side. Can't collect anything. This is a grim defense so far. And now with all of our RIT on this A site, a little bit heavier in that way. Rosa might lose his life. Oh, poor guy.
Dude. He almost survived. Almost. Yeah, honestly, should have been able to get a lot more done on that B-side defense, really, for Hoax and Benji. I mean, they had everyone there. There was support flashbangs. Benji comes flying in, gets one tapped by F, and there's more to that. The player back site had ample opportunity to take fights and just couldn't quite connect the shots. Not able to isolate. Up hoping to survive, but Sham swung from up on site. Instead of the off going through into the next round, he'll have to rebuy. Site seems like a big opportunity for Drexel. They've been really profiting from those B hits. The big success points have all been there.
Smoke down, another sprint into it. Nade to the backside. May have just got to tank it and run. Captain runs out of ammo for it, but does get one frag. These B hits are just getting more successful step further at a time. Drexel, right now, they're considering it and stepping a bit too far. Isn't Trickster. He goes down at a 3v3. RIT are still contesting for this one. Could maybe even connect that Molotov under the window.
That smoke fades. They're in a good spot. Great molly. And helps them put out wide. Double stuff on a 1v3 that really doesn't get off the ground. RIT, the hold, not exactly stellar, but a lot better this time than it was in the last round. And in this case, retake is beautiful. Another triple kill. This is out of Hoax. And with RIT grabbing another round, this is a CT side that is really doing a great job of limiting Drexel's opportunities on their T side map pick.
While we sit in this timeout, I will inform you that apparently, and this is not just apparently, I'm reading the Valve, posts they put up on Twitter. It links to their article. It doesn't have any details about anything about the knife or trade-up update here.
That's funny.
This is really rocking people to the core, man. I always love when an update comes out on broadcast, because I'll always remember this really one specific moment, right?
Oh, man. Yeah, listen, I think that change is always a little scary. Maybe some question marks right now, but taking a positive view of it at least.
Yeah, they saw Senzu get kicked and they were like, all right, it's done.
It's over.
Why is No Cries baiting people on Twitter too? You see that?
No.
He tweeted, "It's time." Like, come on, bruh. You gotta chill out.
That's awesome. That was all the retweets, all the quotes, or
No, I bet.
We're all no cries.
Yeah, that ain't happening. I hear the guy. And, I mean, apparently he doesn't even speak Mongolian. So
Yeah, I know.
that would be a hard thing to do.
Wow, Benji hits a little bit of a dink through the edge of the wood there. Hollow knocks him out right as that smoke gets popped. It's great work for Drexel. Man advantage gathered. And, you know, for the first time in a while, I feel like they're actually running a normal default. With an opening pick, now they can set their sights on a bomb location like it's going to be towards A for now, though that could change. Full cat control. Smoke stopping them for now.
Shot right at that corner. This means trouble.
Missed the smoke.
He's fallen in that instance too. But right here, this plugs the hole for a very good handle. Jam. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of this so close positioning. Now they're going to be aware of it. Taking the drop. Not sure if this is going to fool them. Shart considering. Right now a miss on that corner. And now there's about to be a punishment in tow. There's got to be the swing out from the long corner. They'll take care of it. Hoax now 1 versus 4. Does have 1 long range. But will now step into the off angle and get taken down. Drexel with 4. And the T side can go for a 5th.
Yeah, I mean, that's a mid-round it's all about in Trickster. That's a nice double kill that he gets coming up long, but him also winning his fight, the initial long fight, that is, huge avenue for Drexel, as they don't have to worry about so much the cat approach. Just let the long player eventually activate, knowing that Shan's watching cat. Next captain, who is CT, doesn't do enough to defend that. There's 1 M4 in the hands of Hoax. Everything else is pistols, but there's been 2 rounds that involve pistol victories already this half. So don't get it twisted, there's still chance.
Flash it lower. Hoax sitting around. Always good about when to disperse this next smoke. I would kind of like to see a world where Hoax gets to plot around middle of this M4 at the moment. And we're staying patient for this late round fight. Could be best case scenario after all. Just running around this Molotov. Hoax gonna be sensed here, but Hoax essentially with a triple kill. That team kill responsible for 1 of the casualties. 40 seconds. And they've got to help out towards A. Captain, right on this line, battling hard for an 8th round, and what a show out. What a shove back by RIT at the end of this first half.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was saying. Been a pistol round victory type of half. That's already been 2 before that round. RIT tack on a 3rd total. Just 2 of them for the RIT side. That is devastating. It's Hoax with the 1 big weapon that does the maximum damage, forces the TK, goes back for more, lets him know. It's been the, multi-kills from the RIT side that have really, I think, put them a step and a half above where Drexel are at. Only 4 rounds into the CT half for Drexel. RIT sprint out long on the T side pistol. There's 2 smokes. One of those tossed on the fly for the cross. There's another flash coming out, though, on the CTs, but Bouchard can't get through.
Spamming away with those dualies. Can't quite find the avenue for it. There's 1 spam shot up, and there's another. Ex-captain at least keeping pace. Gonna get this bomb down. Double stuff and an awkward flashbang in their own right. When do they find an alley through the smoke out of the avenue? He's even just telling him no. That was a mistake. You went for that. 9 rounds. RIT checks in to the second half by busting down the door.
That's great work. Not everything going perfectly there either for RIT. You can think about the missed cross smoke. They toss that on the fly. It doesn't quite hit the right margin. Maybe opens a chance for Drexel, but ex-captain hits the opener. There's more to be done. And they handle business. Nobody able to get through the smoke to try and work their way back into the bomb site. Drexel having a great time. There's a lot to like about what RIT have been able to do, and that pistol round in the second half really makes this tough for Drexel, because there's not a lot of runway for them to lose early into this half. They need to be able to step up quickly.
Seem to be standing at a bit of a tech pause. Luckily, doesn't seem like I can diagnose the problem because nobody's DC'd. Hopefully just a momentary issue. Come back to the cams here right quick. How you doing?
Yo.
What politics we have discussed in this Dust 2. Oh my gosh. He's like the Pro League player, apparently. And Trixer needs a new mouse. Yes, apparently they're discussing the update as well in the chat, reacting. Show us what's going on here. This is so funny. I gave him a mouse and it died. GG. Knife market. Oh, man. Poor Benji. Oh, my goodness.
I was going to say, while we're talking about skins, Oaks has a sick inventory. It's like all blue.
I like the Glock he was just using.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I don't know which one, but...
Should I launch my game and just, like, craft a knife right now?
You're just gonna use all the reds that you have in your inventory? He's done it! I've just watched him launch Counter-Strike. Oh,
Gotta see how many reds I have.
There's no way. Well, the game's live. Wait, we're back.
And we're getting tagged. So R8's pulled. That's what's happening.
I don't know what this R8 is about, but Scout doing some good work.
Definitely a little bit wild for you.
Inside's pretty open though. And that Scout doing heavy lifting. Jeez, everybody's 1 HP.
That's a lot of damage.
You might think that's silly. That 5.7 does have the armor pin to break through that door.
So much protection. So little problem. Leaks bottling back. And in the end, they'll make it pretty close. But RIT, tell them it's no cigar. Not worth burning about. It's 10 rounds. And the difference is 6.
Okay, so the problem here is that sure was very expensive, but Drexel, in order to do that, they really did sacrifice a lot in this round. They are, I would say, past the like they are not even at the minimum amount of utility I would be comfortable with. Shard's taking an MP9 to try to rectify that issue, and Hollow's only got a FAMAS for the same reason. But I mean, one smoke and a flash across 3 individuals for Drexel. Not enough. He's going about as well as they could have been, given the one singular flash to support that long fight going 1 for 1.
At least jump spotting, and then phasing in a different way over. Goes to the headshot. Oh! That's stunning. At least in the spray down, Hollow with the headshot. He's with
I'm down.
frag on the FAMAS. Front of the pack. Can even catch this bomb getting in. Captain, just with the game sense to kind of hustle it along. Trickster up in the retake. Hoax just tanks that headshot. Gets the dink. It seems like RIT will not be challenged again for this 11th round.
Yeah, I don't want to put it all on the lack of utility I was talking about, but that certainly didn't help things. Drexel felt the need to play fast because of that, and I think that RIT, knowing the limitations that were in this round from a utility perspective, they just speed things up. They're taking long, well, fine. Let's sprint up mid, look towards Cat. That doesn't seem like the right move, so instead they go mid to B, and they're so instant. It's a big surprise for Drexel. Hollow's going to survive with his FAMAS, but in fact, it goes down a lot lower than I think he had intended. 2 HP. He was relatively close to dying. Even still, RIT with 11 rounds looking extremely good on their opponent's map pick. I gotta go for an eco, give RIT 12, or at least that's the intention. Still, try what you can with double stuff on this FAMAS. Hollow's giving that away. Heavy hold towards mid.
That's a nice shot. Up by Hollow. Getting more out of it. Damn it, Koza. Wiped away that dream that was there momentarily, but the bomb's down now, and upper middle control is here in the hands of the Dragons.
This is particularly concerning. That fight given by Intrixer alleviates the pressure significantly. Not quite the molly that Captain was looking for, though. Trying to still win this round's tough. Double swing, and Koza's trade. Hollow, low HP, and a 1v2.
Flash shot from spawn, can't quite spot it. Nobody swung. Got it. Hoax. Off of the manor. And now down to a 1v1. Evades him for the moment. It's just a mind game played between Hollow and Koza. Bomb now in the possession of Koza. And a site to be the premises.
Oh, but the gamble's wrong. Drexel, Hollow making the call towards B, and instead, it's going to be that A site move, as you mentioned. Koza got free looks in this direction. Doesn't know it yet. This bomb plant's all his. Hollow only now gonna know that fact. Still, he sends it. This is important. Don't want to let RIT get to 12.
Can't let that happen. Gotta hold on to this clutch. This round has been a dream so far. Can't ruin it. 1v1. Squared up at Goose, and Koza will knock him out. Gambled wrong. The house will always win. RIT. The gamble into Dust 2 immediately. We're going to come out successful.
That's what it looks like. I mean, it'd have to be a crazy comeback started now. Drexel put all of the eco they had in last round just to give themselves a chance. Now they can afford everything for what could be the final round if things all go perfectly for RIT.
Correct myself. This is Drexel's map selection. So this solution just that much worse. Koza takes down Hoax here. I think that'll just be kind of a footnote to this game and round. Bomb will leave upper tunnels and Hollow the long way round to A.
And it looks like should be impossible. That being said, always got to give Hollow an opportunity. He's not holding an angle towards long. Even now, they're going to get across. Will be unexpected. I thought Ninja watching. Instead, Hollow slides out. Should have been 3, but it's only a tag through the smoke. they'll put that one to bed. RIT 13-4 on the Dragons map pick.
Easy to bolster into the series and bully them out of their own pick. It's a dust too that you can take advantage of when you're a team with a lot of strength. Going to definitely be in a manner where you go up as you're the 7th seed team going up against the 13th ranked team, Vincent. I mean, that's easy for him. 13-4. What a great completion out there. And that's a first map destroyed.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think very impressive from the RIT perspective. Obviously, winning 2 eco rounds on the first half really helped them to grab that lead they had. And then, headed into the T side, there was some stumbles. Don't get me wrong. There was a lot of those rounds where I think Drexel certainly had an opportunity. Dude, I mean, unfortunately, none of those came to fruition. And at the end of the day, RIT didn't even give them a single round when it came to the second half. So, strong showings. And looking into Mirage, I think that's even more of a concern for me. But it's got to feel good considering how great that all went, Mark.
No, 100%. I mean, I think you may have the expectation now that they may fly through that Mirage, Vincent. There's no doubt about it in my mind.
Yeah, that's good news. And even better news is our friends over at Winzel's Farm. Legendary Wisconsin meat sticks since 1977. I had the privilege of trying some back in San Antonio earlier this year. Dude, they were actually incredible. Make sure that you head over there and take a taste. 14 different mouthwatering flavors. Make sure to check them out. Winzel's Farm are partners, and we absolutely love them. We are going to be headed off to a short break, and when we return, we're going to jump into Mirage. We'll see you then. this one. And a map 2 that's coming up, RIT, you know, I think we talked about the story coming into this, Mark, is basically this has got to be the turnaround time for RIT. They've kind of lost out in a couple of spots that, you know, we didn't expect them to. And now it's got to be recovery. 13-4 on your opponent's map pick. That's one way to do that.
Yeah, I think, you know, immediately getting this official here into a Dust 2, putting up that type of result is really going to point, you know, to their series kind of getting back on track, to their season. I mean, I think this is going to be a really good output against such a talented team like Drexel. So, gotta see how this Mirage is going to go before we do pin this thing to the wall. But Drexel do get a slide at that CT side initially.
Out to this A site, RIT. Take this execute now.
You have all these corners needing to be cleared. Sham now. How quickly has his team fallen out of the Palace Pop? 1v4 won't be happening. Drexel gonna win themselves an opening pistol round unless Sham can take it from end to end successfully, but he even has the flank watched.
Yeah, this one's going nowhere. But to Sham. Ends up being a perfect duo setup there on the A bomb site. I mean, balcony, inside sandwich, two strong positions, and especially if Intrixer can play off of the balcony presence, if the balcony player gets their one immediately, which is what happens, Intrixer's just really enabled to activate second, nails the 2 shots required, and Drexel happy with that. I think on an individual level, we didn't quite see the Intrixer that I'm used to seeing in map number 1. So big to see him step up in a pistol round. Block, sprint out middle. Nice counter flashes is going to limit those for the most part. In fact, basically nothing getting done.
We'll get the 4th, and then Double Stuff will hop to the 5th. No casualties. Drexel clear middle. And we'll chain together these first 2 rounds in a row really, really well.
They should be happy with that. That being said, RIT didn't give much of a resistance in that last round because it's a Glocks. This is a far more reasonable purchase coming in this round. Tigers where gonna have AKs and everything. This is looking like a log standard default on a Mirage. Players taking mid control. You've got some A presence. Big fight might be there. I just saw Double Stuff take a peek down ramp, but actually just looked in, didn't find anything, and now has receded significantly. Still going to be taking a look at the ramp side for the moment.
Contact to B is getting so much room. So close. Now with this spray, so much attention on the stab back. There's a headshot by Sham.
That's something I'm not quite ready to go either. That currently underpass, so it could pivot, and it looks like that's what they're going to end up doing. Captain's the one carrying that. Right now, Benji's the only one who's left around the B site. He hoping to catch a jumping Drexel member, but nobody's seeing. Captain really separated right now. Him having the bomb is just really dangerous. He's waiting for the moment. That's a nade, not a guy.
Player balcony. Player in CT. Ready to get assisted by Catwalk. Contact in play. Originally in the menu looked so appetizing. They got cold feet. Ordered something else. Buckled to A, and it costed them.
I mean, more than just cold feet, right? I mean, they just felt a significant amount of resistance where Sham goes down, and you're thinking, okay, well, maybe we can look elsewhere. But Captain really quiet about that, hoping that somebody was going to give a free fight up connector, but Drexel were super hands-off. They didn't really fight at all for anything until the bomb site was being taken. Great work out of them. That means that Drexel, they're right back into this thing. You know, their map not going well, but it's Mirage. Like, this is not a bad map for them whatsoever.
Just right off the rip here, you also do want to see this type of play out of Drexel more than just the 4 rounds they put out there on the first map. Lurking out is Benji, who did collect 1 on his Deagle, and now should be destroyed on his next peek and is. 4 in a row for Drexel. A really good start to the game here. Next gun round, they're going to be waltzing into with a 4-round lead.
Yeah, this is something that you certainly can appreciate. Drexel being able to withstand the struggles that was that Dust 2 and then come back with some confidence and stick it to RIT, at least at the beginning of this map. That being said, a little bit of a wandering first gun round from RIT. Their default was looking good, but ultimately the finish left a lot to be desired. I think we're going to see a pretty quick finish in this one. RIT assembled outside the A bomb site.
Only a single frag out of that corner, but Hollow, he's going to continue to bet on himself, considering swinging all the way through the smoke. It's taking so long, though. Quick scope onto X-Captain. RIT, they get this bomb down. This damage, he's got to be able to drop the anchor and take this one home.
Molly's really going to give away positioning as well, and with Sham down, Hoax is alone.
Should be overwhelmed here soon. With all the utility flying in, the spell the end was near. Drexel are looking indomitable at the beginning of this Mirage. And at that point, I mean, where can you come to argue against them, Vincent?
You simply can't. I think that their rotations have been quick. They've obviously been capable of staving off these attacks pretty consistently, but dude, in Trickster's 10-1 and Hollow's 8-2. These are score lines that are just hugely different than individuals that were on Dust. Like, that is the biggest difference, or none, on the Drexel side. RIT simply don't have a response of their own. This is hard to deal with when you've got individuals like that going so well. Well, Hollow can be knocked out just by a slam through a smoke.
The nade up top. Benji to deliver that headshot. Bouchard right on the other side of the smoke. It's essentially the last hope here. Bouchard can get this kill on Nicosa and put us into 3v3. Would potentially be possible here. Not even close to that direction. Double stuff. He towed up another one of these op exits back towards CT. He might be getting greedy here.
I don't know. I mean, that first shot, definitely reasonable, but now they know. Now they're aware.
Hit, yes.
Little stuff. Every shot he takes comes even terrifying. Sit and wait. Benji finally coming around. CT shut him down. Dragons, they do have plenty of money, so this isn't too big of a worry for this buy round. And they're still going to have cash in reserve, too, just not nearly as much of it. RIT ripping off the Band-Aid. It's via Hollow getting taken out through the smoke, and a really ambitious call. They sprint through a smoke and catch the Cat player entirely off guard. Nobody ready for that speed.
Letting double sub up towards top middle. Hoax. The 2K though. You have a player in window that's so close on this side of the world to the B site to help out Bouchard, but essentially in spirit here would have to hop up into ladder to make that happen.
Yeah, and I mean that equalizer is so important for Bouchard. When he's talking about finding Sham, was just sitting and waiting on the extremity. He had an op there in that position. Should have been pretty favorable for him, and instead he goes down. RIT step forward, but in the meantime, look at Intrixer. He's through T-spawn, finding nobody there. But when do they get a little bit more support over at B? This is still just Bouchard here.
The bench, Bouchard pops out. The double spray down. Savior, flank on the way. Benji just pops off of the bomb and now is going to need to consider this. The free lane. And a headshot, but a missed shot. Trickster up to Benji, who isolates both fights. You give Benji an inch, he will take a mile from you in the clutch. A second round up here for RIT as they burn at the bite of this Mirage.
I don't want to tee up anything that is not well deserved there. That is just tragic from Intrixer, looking more like Dust 2 than he has at that point on Mirage. He's been so perfect. This time, it's a missed shot that really does mean a painful price. RIT will in that 3v3, and it's a 1v2, excuse me, from Benji to do so.
Two kills here for RIT, a return in totality. Moving and mimicking it a little bit closer. Stuff who just wipes back around, but goes with great entry kill.
This goes from looking really good for the Dragons to a pretty devastating looking round. That said, Benji oversteps. Gonna make this a 1v2 that is absolutely winnable for F. Post plan positioning good on the RIT perspective. No kit currently either for Drexel, and I think that's the worry. So one down, I don't see one.
Two. F. Out here. There's a shoulder headshot. But RIT winning 1vx situations every time and came up on top of the last one. Now flipping over the bomb site, excuse me. It's not going to change the result here. Triple they put up in the round count. Right in through Benji's 10 frags. A really good start of the team. He is off to 130 ADR.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that 1v2, a huge indicator of what he's been able to do, but more than that, 5-round stretch to start this map with Drexel. Now 3 losses in a row, finally on a little bit of an eco. They still have a lot of residual catches, flashes, fully catching Benji. How does he get away with one? That's a frustrating loss for Intrixer, but they'll speed up towards B into Hollows 5-7.
Caused so much chaos here, but it's only a single kill with all of their armor inside of Market. This thing should be over.
Really smart positioning by Sham, though, not to be in any regular position. He's just working an off angle there to make sure that that spam could never come his way.
Crumble, double stuff, flicks back over onto Hoax. It's a great headshot and the spray down onto Koza himself, who's starting a 1v2. We'll just have to exit. RIT are working hard in these post plants to put up this consistent result every time. Running out of this B site when their attempts have came here at least 2 in a row. Shark. That's an ugly, ugly attempt for an eco. For an exit, excuse me.
Yeah, I think he didn't have armor. Didn't realize as well what would go down there, how it would happen. 4 in a row now for RIT. The recovery's already been made. T-side certainly wasn't pretty to begin with, but a big slowdown from the 2 heavy hitters that Drexel began Mirage with. Hollow and Intrixer. Hollow gonna get another op now. Could be the difference maker. Sham's been working a lot towards this B site, and it's been really unsuccessful, honestly. More about the mid default. That looks to start, but never finishes. Benji lurking out A, uncontested right now.
Benji with the double opener. Should just sink the A site. Continue to see it just go a bit deeper into that instance. Benji on for an ace. And he could potentially do it as well. The player located in market. And now Benji near. They're going to let him steer right into that frag. But Hollow has 2 at the end. And now it's anybody's game. But a tie game, essentially, for RIT back 5-5.
Yeah, this is RIT strutting their stuff a little bit. Benji in particular doing just an insane level of impact. It starts with his clutch, and it doesn't end there. It's been multi-kill after multi-kill. Pretty much every round that RIT have won has included a Benji multi-kill. This one has 4 of them. It is hard to verbalize the level that Benji has stepped up to. Drexel, their utility really going to be lacking here no matter what. And they go for firepower instead. So it's not just a little bit of a lack. It is a massive hole in their defense. 2 flashes and 2 smokes total for a CT side round.
Hollow with a good opener. Ladder positioning now to try and evade the split. Try and actually cut it in half. Doubled up inside of the site itself. This will really help it stand. Benji gets F. He's got to come back and help out. Benji is just a turret right now. Even back to the A site, there's no worry. Made Benji just pay for it at the end. Ushart was standing there on the site. Now the lead has been wiped away and been given back to RIT for the first time in this Mirage.
Yeah, 5 rounds in a row for the Drexel side. Then it's 6 now for RIT. Could end this perfectly with 7 straight. But last round, no chance, or no choice rather, but to purchase again the Dragons. It's the final round of the half, so best do what they can. Again, go for firepower over util. The common decision that they've made when given the opportunity.
We're in the lower middle. Double stop. Nice look. Has to flood back. Keep his life alive. There's players that are going to be poking him from all sides. Even bombs away into lower. F is getting it all right here. RIT won everything. And then everything includes a 7-5. There's that frag finally.
That's Koza to finally hunt him down. They know that this has been aggressive on the B side of things. So Koza was watching this, still is. Goes back to look. Sham converts with the Tech 9. No escape for Koza. Trade on the site. Should be able to get on before vision acquired, and Trixer slows it down. Just want to get caught by somebody sticking around. And Hoax elevates a confident angle. When Benji goes down, Hoax capable of stepping up for a multi of his own. Drexel had a fantastic beginning, but RIT, they end out strong, dropping 0 of the last 7 rounds.
Tail the 2 streaks here. Just got to see if it's Drexel hitting resume. It's another start of the half where they were so successful. RIT. That's the identity. That's the Benji we know and love, and maybe even one of the best versions. This guy is just screaming off the page right now at 18-10. A really good result for him personally. A hit in the cards.
That's a little bit of a similar look in the T-side perspective from what RIT ran on their T-pistol, but it's not a setup on the A side. It's just Koza sitting in CT.
Waiting for it to wander. Now Bouchard with a nice headshot. Trying to tap and track it away. Captain does have that on. Look at this. All of these taps, even some through the smoke. Hollow left alone in the 7th round in a row. It turns to an 8th. RIT, they've shown out in this first half, and they've shown up to the second.
I mean, really solid position or perspective there that RIT put on display, especially when you're looking at the way that started versus the way it ended. Sham going down. There's just not a lot of eyes on. RIT able to recover, and it isn't going to be Drexel. Hot move into the second half instead.
No, Vincent.
RIT continues. What?
Apparently, they have released a second update to the game, making the new golds tradable.
Oh my gosh.
Dude.
That's crazy.
What? That's insane. That's genuinely GG to the skin market, if that's true, right? I mean, what? Why would they do that? I mean, like, I'm somebody, you hear, like, the stress in my voice. It's not even for, like, I can care less about my own skins. People are not going to be happy about this. Can you imagine how One Pixel feels right now? Could you imagine how Arrow feels right now? Those guys are crying in the club. I hope they are at least crying in the club, because they're definitely crying. That's insane, man. Thoughts, opinions, Vincent, during the eco round.
To be honest with you,
Don't nay-nay on us right now.
everyone who thought they were making investments with an online video game skin,
I'm gonna
Cry.
buy
Cry
200
more.
cases, guys.
cry
And
more.
put them away in a stash.
Like, seriously.
Thought he definitely spotted like that.
It's
Sam.
actually clown business, but, you know, you can't, like, the entire thing is set up by a private company that does whatever they want. And expected. Like, sad, I guess.
Rug has been pulled, guys.
I just...
GG.
You know what's really sad? For all the regular Chinese people that don't have great investment vehicles that have been using Steam skins as an investment vehicle for real money, like the stock market. Those people I actually feel sad for.
I can't believe this. I genuinely can't believe that. That's crazy.
You're stun locked.
I really am. That's like I like my pixels, man. I don't really care about like the. I mean, I obviously acknowledge that they're worth intrinsic real life value. That's a little bit ridiculous. But this is a monumental day. Remember this Mirage, Vincent, and the yapping that's so convinced this A hit, because it'll be one to put in the books. 3v3. Benji gonna get just destroyed. Decked playing in the smoke here. Long range on the MP9. This may cost you. Where is the swing from the connector player? And Trickster goes down, and he could have gotten involved way sooner.
That's brutal. And now Hollow thinking, well, where's my teammate? Too little, too late. Oaks gets an AK. Captain making it loud that he's over in CT. And Hollow goes hunting for Hoax, but it's not to be. It's exactly that. A round for Drexel, a Mirage in fact, but nothing found whatsoever. RIT feels like every little moment that is required for them to come away with successes is happening. I mean, that moment in Connector feels like exactly that.
This is RIT's map pick after all. We know that they are going to be just harping at it handedly.
Yeah, it's something that, I mean, Drexel, they go from it being troublesome not to win the pistol, but that's okay, to really painful to lose the first gun round, because that's where they're at now. Double digits for RIT. Just a two-man effort that is supremely impressive from the RIT perspective. Benji and Hoax both having a game of remember.
For with a nice headshot. There was 11 rounds up for RIT.
Got the op as well. Keep the money flowing. Cash flow positive for the Tigers. They continue forward. I mean, and here's where you really think this is probably one of the last gasps for Drexel. They do need this round badly. They've got the guns to work with. They've got the AKs for everyone. Down a top mid smoke, but it is going to be another A exec. Been a lot of these. I think the Drexel playbook a little bit light based on what we've seen, even though it's not been a lot of rounds.
Trickster should have got more here. Double stuff deleted. That's the sham we know and love, and that is the RIT we have always classically seen. 12-5 here on top of the 13-4 that they just had. 7 rounds out of that first half. Turned to 13 overall. They could stamp that final here.
Putting this on display now. I think, like we were highlighting, RIT needed to show what they're made of, and, you know, an NECC season that's been wrong with them thus far. They're looking like they're going to do that, though. Might be a little bit of a bump here on the road, because double stuff, it's a big opener. Sham going down. They sprint into connector. They get there unopposed.
Deeper in this A site than they will so assume. Smoke that drops in front. Going back to B, reconsidering their options here. Clearing out a ramp. RIT are about to be told about it. There's Captain dropped. All up to Hoax here to defend, all on his lonesome.
Yeah, I mean, they go searching, hoping for a little bit more. And the problem for Hoax is that it's not just everybody coming in through apartments. It's man up cat in the form of Hollow as well.
Coming out of apartments. Trickster with the headshot. This bomb will go down.
Bomb has been planted.
Green clear. At least it should be. Benji around for this. He's going to isolate them. There's more to be had, you would think. Shut down. Koza too far to have any impact here. Benji just feeling that confidence that has led him to a 26-14 score line. Can't at all say anything negative about that. Koza should be successful in saving.
Terrorists win.
It's kind of a very similar vibe to the position that Drexel were in back on Dust 2, though, where, I mean, it was not quite the same scoreline, but it was pretty close. It was 12-4. I'm like, you know, I think I said it would have to be a pretty incredible comeback. Drexel at least have started that for the second map, where they didn't even have a beginning to it on Dust 2. They've still got more to do, and even this first part of it still going to be tough with RIT on another purchase. Nothing free coming to the Dragons on week 5. They are one tack timeout, set to go again, try to move back in.
walking through lower middle, and he is going to get grabbed up by Hoax. That's a great opening kill. One that they'll be satisfied with. Simply going to be leaving their positioning. Captain, this could be a mistake. Just managed to keep his life alive in ladder.
Been there. Benji been spotted, but he gets further information as well. That goes both ways. Left tangling for Cat. When the molly goes out, Captain now isolated, but I don't know that they can take advantage as Benji moves forward. Connector on the other side of this.
There's that frag from Benji. 4 versus 2 now. Getting dinked up for it. Bouchard at the top. At least get this bomb down. A full set of utility here. Bouchard has to set up this post plant. But raining away with the nades. The next fight has to be taken towards CT right now.
Hold on a second. This is now working out wonders. Bouchard surviving. Both these players in CT now starting to go in. But interestingly, Captain, he's already made the call, and Sham only gets that memo a little bit later on. RIT calling a good decision here to save, but one that certainly feels like they're going to be delaying the inevitable. At least that's the feeling in the RIT camp for right now. Drexel, on the other hand, dealing away this round. It's a 2vx pretty much that never get back started. Locked out of CT. I think Bouchard does a great job once the bomb gets down. Impressive stuff. It's just the 2 rifles saved. Upgrade onto pistols and armor for the rest. Koza's the only one who really doesn't have the cash to invest. Rent out A. Pretty successful. Koza, nice trade though. Sham has him on the cross. There's not smoke until Sham's already taken a kill.
Getting Captain in position. We got Kevlar that accompanies him, but a bad swing on the green. Missing by just a meter. Bomb goes down. Drexel holds him honest. There's a spam out of Koza's secondary. As all the players stand close here. Sam sees an exit. Hold on. Hoax with hollering headshot. He loses Koza in the process. This thing will not be what they wish, but every time there's a frag that tears them back down to the 1v1, they'll have to give it up eventually, and they do. Drexel has 8 rounds here.
Yeah, just like last round, though, Sham chomping at the bit, hoping that he can go for that. He called off there by Captain again. Says, no, we need that, we need that off.
Terrorists win.
We'll overstay the welcome because look at the numbers here. Drexel, and they are making this possible. In 3 rounds, 3 victories. Now you just got to do a little bit better than that. 4 more, and Drexel pushed to overtime. That's the thought on their mind. Quite a lot of RAT stand between them and that. Including another op. Sham continues to save. Fully rifled up. RAT orange.
This way gets denied. Flash was perfect. Fully blinded Hollow. Didn't deny the kill. Video smoke.
Yeah, not quite perfect on that one. In the meantime, look to walk out A on the extremity. Bomb heading back B though. It's pretty slow for the Dragons. They are sitting at a 4-on-4. It's currently just Hoax here, but I mean, he has been superb So rotation in the form of Captain pretty close by.
Right through. 4v4. Can't quite get the free kill off of the empty pillar positioning. Shark down. Folks would have to turn this into a second, but he can't. It's going to be so difficult to get out of this corner, but they missed the nade.
Not only that, I don't think Sham saw anything, so escape not going to be watched for. Sham is off caught, and in that transition, Hollow takes another within Trickster heating up. Drexel, they're pulling this back round by round. It has been recovered for this moment. There's no save for RIT, nothing to let them have a chance at this round. In fact, they've lost X-Captain for the moment, so we're in a tech pause.
Hopefully that's just a quick restart. It is. We've seen RIT slip away a couple of these leads in a concerning fashion, namely in that Ashland series. But I hear waiting for it to just be ended at some point. Won 12 rounds in a row here, Vincent. Surely they've got it at some point, right?
I would think so. And this not going to be that time, you would think, with RIT and just Deagles. But it is a wide array of Deagles. Thinking back to Dust 2, we saw a couple of these find success. Push into Palace. Nobody seen. Only person on that side of the map for the T's is Double Stuff, who's exploring ramp instead. Benji walks all the way through. We'll now be aware of this. Heading into B, you would think in a moment. Here they go. Unchecked.
Oh, but Captain! He does manage to get a second here out of the Deagle. No damage done to a Trickster. They managed to avoid it. They're sprinting past him, and they have to have called this out. So unfortunate on some of these timings. And it's just like that. The Drexel found double digits in this game.
I would have told you you're crazy. I would have said that's impossible. The form that Benji was showing, everyone else was there if needed. Hoax in particular, doing the most. But it's been a recovery from the rest of the Drexel squad. We talked about the Hollow and Trickster show. They've come back to form we saw at the beginning of this map, and even more than that, the rest of the Dragons have stepping up massively. Captain gets boosted up into window. It's into the ladder room now. And again, the Dragons isolate mid-control.
Spam. Worked with player advantages before, but they've easily been melted away. For example, that should be a kill back on F though, through that HE. Always with the response. Bouchard at the same time is deleted Sham. The bomb headed back towards upper B.
That's been a struggle on the Sham side of things. Double Stuff comes back up from underpass. This B site really in the hands of Hoax. Captain, he's around, but he's a little bit lacking. He's going to give his position away, instead playing for survivability around a smoke.
1.3 kill. Then Trickster with the bomb on his back, trying to force this fight. 1 HP. Trickster now gone. Koza got to catch up. Here towards Catwalk. Hoax, what? Finds that flick, finds the frag on the Double Stuff. Bouchard 1v2. Unbelievable readjustment from Hoax is what is going to be putting this game away. 13-10, RIT 2-0 over Drexel.
Yeah, I mean, you needed something to work there eventually, and to be honest with you, it felt like it was going to be somebody just doing something crazy, somebody making the individual play, and this time it was Hoax who steps up. I mean, Captain prior to that played really hard to get, staying alive, I think really important inside of ladder room, sets up that 3v3, and yeah, I mean, I think you could make an argument for trying to get that bomb down instead of trying to take the fight, but I can understand where they're coming from. But Drexel, it's almost the comeback of dreams. Instead, it's the nightmare that is peeking into Dust 2, losing it dominantly, and then not able to make the comeback on Mirage to get beat in what you could say is an upset fashion if you look at the score lines here and what NECC has provided. But as we both know, Mark, this is an RIT team that means business.
Yeah, they really do. And we are talking about where the stakes are super high for them. They were 2-2 coming into this game. So obviously hopping back above 500 is going to be really important for them on two of the more common maps you're going to see here in the collegiate circuit. You know, getting another clean victory onto Dust 2. They've had some trouble, like I mentioned, in that Ashland series, putting away Mirage. So eventually getting that, I think, is in good sign. But this is a, you know, I think you put it best, meaning business, but they're headed in the right direction here for the rest of the season as we head closer to the playoffs.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, listen, the two wins, quote unquote wins, were forfeit wins. So like this for RIT is the first legit victory that they've had all season. That I think that really paints the picture of how rough it's been. So, you know, in a very competitive group, it's something that RIT, you know, I really was talking about coming into today, how important, how much of a requirement it really was. Yeah, that's something that they know, they were aware of, and they delivered.
Yeah, it was a pretty impressive victory, Vincent. Pretty fresh for him, but honestly, a part of keeping that you know, performance high is keeping your eyes fresh, man, because gamers, your eyes are taking a beating out there, Vincent. I told you a long time ago that I like turned down my monitor brightness way down, but there are multiple ways to kind of fight this battle. You got to look into buy blue light glasses because they got you covered, man. You got to get those and make sure that that eye strain gets out of your problems. They keep you sharp, they keep you focused, ready for victory without any eye strain at all, Vincent. I think that's what gets them so popular. I think that that's what has made that a very popular tool. But to level up your game, to protect your vision specifically, go ahead and check out Buy Blue Light Glasses today. They're our official eye care partner of NECC, and that's BYEBluelight.com.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something to keep in mind. And in addition to that, something you have to be keeping top of mind is that we have a whole lot more esports action coming at you right now. Rocket League is live over on the mainstream. Last game starting for them at 10 p.m. So there's still plenty of action coming at you there. We've got League of Legends tomorrow, Overwatch on Friday, and of course next week, right here at the same time, you can catch Rainbow Six. And then the week after, we come back for more Counter-Strike 2. So of course, make sure you check that out. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure here at the NECC. We'll see you next time. Peace out and have a good night.